the stuff coming out of Davos and the videos of people on the street, Justin Trudeau gallivanting around with Katy Perry, the president of the European Central Bank. I've said it many, many times, and I'll say it again. They think they are freaking rock stars. They think they are gods among mortals. They think that they have the moral authority and the moral obligation to govern us like the plebs that they think we are. They have congregated in Davos, and there is a ton of footage coming out that is both glorious, revelatory, totally predictable. We started off with the coolest guy on earth wearing his sunglasses because he might have contracted pink eye from getting his eyes too close to certain body parts. You know how you get pink eye, people? From poo-poo. It's one of the funnier lines from 40-Year-Old Virgin. Or was it Knocked Up? One of the two videos. Now that's how you get pink eye, when the stripper throws her panties on the main character's face. They're in Davos. These people are congregating. And when I say that they think they are rock stars, they think they are Liam and Noel Gallagher. I've just started listening to the autobiography. I forget what it's called. The biography of Liam and Noel Gallagher. They think they're freaking rock stars. They think they're gods, and they think that they give interviews. Like, the idea of someone who should be a public servant giving an interview. I'm sorry. You are obligated to answer the questions of the people you were either anointed, appointed, or are supposed to represent. You don't do interviews. You're not Katy Perry. You answer freaking questions, lady, and you're going to. But she doesn't, but her answers are revelatory. Listen to this.
Christine Lagarde, can I ask why you want to make paying for things in cash over €1,000 illegal?
I'm not giving any interview.
Thank you for trying. No, I don't necessarily want an interview, but it's the people of Europe want to know why they can't use cash to a certain extent. Because someone...
By the way, this is why I say I would have been sassy. I would have... I'm sorry, you're not giving it. I don't want an interview. I want answers and accountability. And you don't get to walk away from that with your nice fluffy down jacket, your tight leather pants, your beautifully coiffed hair, your nice pearl earrings. I'm sorry. You think you're a freaking rock star.
I guess that's about a control and the state taking charge over what people can and can't spend their money on. Surely that's a fair question.
Banknotes will always be available. We're working on this, and we will continue working on making sure that that's available for people.
But do you still believe...
End of the story.
One last question.
I do not answer any more questions. I must go get my baguette and my cafe and smoke my cigarette. No more questions. I do not do interviews. You lowly little bastard.
Do you still believe that people shouldn't be able to spend over £1,000 in cash for an individual purchase?
Of course I do not believe this, because if they do that, then I do not know what they're buying, and then I do not know how to govern the macro aspects of their life. Do you know who Christine Lagarde is? Like, do you guys know who Christine Lagarde is? I sort of knew, but it always helps to get a refresher. I'm going to come back to this. Christine Lagarde, yes, Christine Lagarde was convicted of criminal negligence by a French court in December 2016 for her role as finance minister in a misuse of public funds case involving businessman Bernard Tapie. You know what's funny? That's really funny, actually. You wouldn't know this. Bernard Tapie, in French, tapis is literally carpet. It's spelled T-A-P-I-S. His name is literally Bernard the Carpet because they pull the rug out from under you. But the court chose not to impose a sentence or fine, citing the global financial crisis context and her reputation. Her reputation is over the second she gets convicted of criminal negligence for mismanaging, $400 million? Meaning she avoided jail time and a criminal record. The International Monetary Fund Board subsequently voted to keep her on as managing director, though she later resigned to become president of the European Central Bank. That's what she's acting as in this video, where she refuses to answer questions. Bernard Tapie. Colin de Bin, est-ce que c'est vraiment drôle? Nomen S. Omen. May as well call him Bernard Madoff, carpetbagger boy. All right, so now we go back to the video. Where were we? We were about halfway through. Let's go here.
The theme this year is spirit of dialogue. You're touching me, actually. It's a public path and you're walking to me.
I love this guy.
The theme this year is a spirit of dialogue. You have previously been convicted of criminal charges, criminal negligence, for spending over €400 million of taxpayers' money. Why can't you answer a simple question? One last time, can people spend over €1,000 in cash for an individual purchase, yes or no?
You are convicted criminal.
So that was Christine Lagarde, head of the
Oh, there you
European...
go. At Frankly Speak P. Well, now I know his Twitter. Follow this guy, people. It's glorious work. I do not do interviews. Did you bring me anything? Maybe if you bring me a little glass of Chardonnay, we will do the interview tonight. No. There's even better stuff. So you got Caleb Smiles. Follow him. Check him out. You got Ezra Levant down there. And he caught up with Justin Trudeau. And I say it a lot. No matter how much you hate these people, you do not hate them enough. I got to bring it up on my own Twitter feed because it's, when he catches up with, Ezra Levant catches up with Justin Trudeau, who's gallivanting around Switzerland, Davos, Switzerland, with his girlfriend, Katy Perry. And I put together my own montage because it's a very short clip where he asks him a question and he says, "Nice to see you. It's so good to see you, Ezra. Look at this." By the way, it's pathological narcissism. If you've ever dealt with I don't want to say borderline personality disorder, if you ever dealt with someone who has pathological narcissism, this is how they act. Katie looks like she just got back from outer space. I'm joking. No, I'm not joking. She looks really quite weird, actually, but who cares? Listen to this. Ezra Levant doing the Lord's work, making sure the volume's not going to blow your ears out.
What do you make of the Federal Court of Appeal upholding the ruling that your martial law was illegal? They said you violated...
It's good to see you, Ezra.
Fuck you, Justin. Like, I'm sorry, I said I wouldn't swear, and I'm not on Twitter, so technically I didn't violate my New Year's resolution. Go to the bowels of hell where you belong, you disgusting scumbag. Look at his face.
What do you make of the Federal Court of Appeal upholding the ruling that your martial law was illegal?
Look at that. Look at the smug smile right now. This is what a narcissist does. He revels in the misery that he caused. He revels in the memories of his absolute tyrannical grip on power. There you go.
They said you violated...
It's good to see you, Ezra.
It's good to see you, Ezra. So I was like, oh, where have I seen that pathological, smug, bastard narcissism? I remembered where, except the other guy didn't do it quite as good. Omar Algebra.
What do you make of the Federal Court of Appeal upholding the ruling that your martial law was illegal?
It's good to see you, Ezra.
They said you violated...
It's good to see you, Ezra.
Do you not care about the safety of politicians in the House of Commons?
How are you today?
I'm great. How about you? Are you able to answer our question?
I'm enjoying this walk.
Like, this is what you call the student who is too retarded to actually understand the lessons of his teacher. But he learned it. That's Omar Algebra, refusing to answer a question from a Rebel News. How are you? Are you doing good? I wish you all the best. He this is like when a mentor teaches an idiot the wrong lessons in life. It's why you end up with exponentially worse lawyers as you go down generationally. They learn the worst habits from their mentors, but they're too dumb to even understand how to properly implement the bad lessons that they learned from their scumbag mentors. How are you doing? It's good to see you. And there's more. You got Mark Carney basically sounding like he's declaring war on America. It's you have a circle jerk of people with inflated senses of egos that don't actually match their power, their intellect, or their competence. This is more from Caleb Smiles doing amazing stuff here. Let's play this one for a bit.
Human rights of those who didn't want to get vaccinated. Yet some people have died as a result of this. Is that really a smirking matter?
Why you push the Canada to vaccinate the
Pushing
people?
disinformation the way you have.
What is
actually
disinformation?
irresponsible.
What, that people have died?
People in Canada to vaccinate
I'm sorry, but
the
that's
COVID vaccine.
but that's not misinformation. My old cameraman's mother actually.
And you pushed them into jail.
Smiling.
My old cameraman's mother actually.
He loves it. He's so happy with himself. He is so effing cool. He looks at himself in the mirror and says, I am the coolest man alive. Now, I said I was going to start the show with one of the more epic bombs being dropped, metaphorically speaking, over at Davos. It was Lutnik saying things which are objectively, whether you have your problems with the administration or not, this is where I'm optimistic that we're going to see some nukes. We're going to see some repudiation of the New World Order that 3 passport-carrying globalist tool of China whore Mark J. Carney's talking about. Hey, you want to talk about a new world order, Mark Carney? It might be without you losers in the European Union, and it might be independent of you globalist pieces of trash at Davos. Listen to what Lutnik had to say. I'm going to play it. It's 2 minutes, and I'm not going to interrupt if I can help it.
Well, I think you should start at a much higher level. Okay. We are in Davos at the World Economic Forum. And the Trump administration and myself, we are here to make a very clear point. Globalization has failed the West and the United States of America. It's a failed policy. It is what the WEF has stood for, which is export, offshore, far shore, find the cheapest labor in the world, and the world is a better place for it. The fact is, it has left America behind. It has left the American workers behind. And what we are here to say is that America First is a different model, one that we encourage other countries to consider, which is that our workers come first. We can have policies that impact our workers. Sovereignty is your borders. You're entitled to have borders. You shouldn't offshore your medicine. You shouldn't offshore your semiconductors. You shouldn't offshore your entire industrial base and have it be hollowed out beneath you. You should not be dependent for that which is fundamental to your sovereignty on any other nation. And if you're going to be dependent on someone, it darn well better be your best allies. Okay? And so that is a different way of thinking. It is completely different than the WEF. I viewed the WEF as not a flagpole in the middle, but in fact, they are the flag. Whichever way the wind blew, so it blew. You should have solar, you should have wind. Why are you going to do solar and wind? Why?
I can tell you why if you ask Mark J. Carney, 3 passport-carrying globalist hooer who is the little pet poodle of China, because it benefits China.
Would Europe agree to be net zero in 2030 when they don't make a battery? They don't make a battery. So if they go 2030, they are deciding to be subservient to China, who makes the batteries.
End of story. Say what you will about Lutnik. Have your criticisms of the administration. That is gold. And then we're going to end it with Mark J. Carney, the 3 passport-carrying globalist hooer, proudly talking about the so-called New World Order, ostensibly threatening these United States of America, is about to wake up to the harsh reality of what happens when globalism is called out for what it is, and when the most powerful nation on earth, and it's sort of ideologically in conjunction with, ironically enough, Russia as well, says no to globalism and yes to ensuring your own security, independence, and resource independence. This happened during COVID. And it's like the first time I realized, like, holy shit, why on earth are we reliant on China and India for things that are matters of national security? And it takes something like COVID to wake up the noobs like myself. But let's listen to what this god-awful human, who makes me look back almost with nostalgia at Justin Trudeau.
We understand that this rupture calls for more than adaptation. It calls for honesty about the world as it is. We are taking the sign out of the window. We know the old order is not coming back.
What about the new one?
We shouldn't mourn it. Nostalgia is not a strategy. But we believe that from the fracture, we can build something bigger, better, stronger, more just.
More just.
This is the task of the middle powers. The countries that have the most to lose from a world of fortresses and the most to gain from genuine cooperation. The powerful have their power. But we have something too. The capacity to stop pretending, to name reality, to build our strength at home, and to act together. That is Canada's path. We choose it openly and confidently, and it is a path wide open to any country willing to take it with us. Thank you very much.
Sir, what the hell did you just say? Say it 5 times. I dare you, Carney. What you just said is the most insanely idiotic thing I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent nonsense, other than identifying the New World Order, did you say anything that could be considered a rational thought. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul. Mark J. Carney. Those are the highlights from Davos, day one.